All right, a lot of questions on what's going on in Jacksonville. What's wrong with Trevor Lawrence? And my biggest thing with Trevor over the years has simply been he's extremely talented. He makes special plays every game. He does things that very few guys can do. But he's got to continually get better at the little things and making the layups, okay? So whether that's a easy read that I expect him to make at this point in his career, or whether that's a throw that's open that I expect him to make at this point in time in his career, he's got to do that. He's got to make more of those plays. There's too many plays like that in games where I just look at it and go, okay, got to make that one. Got to make, if you want to elevate your team and yourself to an elite status, you've got to make those throws. You've got to slow yourself down in the pocket sometimes. You got to clean up your feet sometimes. You got to understand what your read is and make better decisions at times. Okay? So that's what we're going to kind of be looking at is what's going on and what I'm seeing on tape. So again, you're going to see things like this. Man, this is not an easy throw right here, but a really good throw out away from the defender for the completion. And the reason I put this on here is because I'm not a big fan of getting closer to a defender to create separation. So Christian Kirk here is going to run a choice route. And he's going to take himself closer to this defender here, and then he's going to break away from that defender. Now, a lot of people might say, well, he's getting closer because he wants to break it inside. And that may be the case. But I always talk about my choice routes. First thing I always thought on choice routes is break outside. Okay, all the bodies are in here. All the people are in here. So I like to break outside first. So what I always like to do is get width outside. Get width outside and then push vertical. Okay, what does that do? A, helps me to get further away and create leverage to break outside because that's my first thought. And when I go outside, now maybe this guy wants to go outside and cover me. Maybe his responsibility is the flat. So when I get width, he gets width. So now if I created width and movement by him, now what did I do? I helped myself to possibly break back to the inside. I've created space from the rest of the bodies. So I'm bouncing outside to get leverage to break outside. But if this guy wants to run out there and cover me and get outside of me so I can't break outside, I've created more space, I've created more movement, and a better chance to beat him instead of doing this. Go at him, go at him, go at him. Okay, now I'm breaking outside and I just cut down all the space and all the leverage I had off the bat. If I'm here and this guy's playing off and I go out here, what does this guy got to do? This guy's got to move. This guy's got to go. If he doesn't go, this is stealing out here. So my movement outside is attacking what I know his responsibility is. His responsibility is the flat. If his responsibility isn't the flat, that means this guy's rolling to the flat and they're going to cover two. So if that's the case and I do all of this and go into this guy and then try to break out here, I've made this really, really hard on my quarterback and myself to make a completion. But what if I bounce outside to get width and then I push up and I feel a corner outside of me, then I'm going to hook inside of him and I've kept myself away from this guy and I've created a bigger window for success. So it's a good throw here by Trevor Lawrence. I just wanted to show and talk about the choice route more than anything right here, and a great catch by Christian as well. All right, so much of playing quarterback, and one thing I see sometimes with Trevor too is always tying your feet to the route. Tying your feet to the route. So they're going to run kind of a pick route here. So Christian's going to come up and he's going to set this up, and then he's going to run an inside fade right here. Okay, so just watch the route. Okay, set up, go. Okay, so it's almost like a choice route, and then I'm going and running past him. All right, and we're going to miss this throw. He does a nice job and he wins on this route, but we're going to miss this throw. Why did we miss this throw? We missed this throw because the pressure's coming and Trevor is ready to throw it here, but he can't really get it out and he's got to hold it another half a second and then the pressure's coming and it forces him to throw it wide. Okay, now I don't know if Trevor and Christian talked about this. I don't know if Trevor just expects Christian to go right now, so the timing of his feet are tied to a route where the guy goes right now. Or if they talked about it and he said, hey, I'm going to go here and I'm going to set him up, and then I'm going to go. So I don't know the answer to that. If the latter is true, if they knew and Trevor knew that Christian was going to come off, settle his feet, make a move like a choice, and then go up over the top, I need him to buy more time and get back so the timing of his feet are tied to the route. Then when I come back and hitch one time, I'm not coming back and holding and then having to throw it. I'm coming back and one hitch and the ball's out and it's out and I've got a pocket and all's good because I'm not holding the ball. I got more depth, whatever it was. But the timing of the one hitch and throw is all good, so I don't have to rush this and miss. Again, not necessarily an easy throw with pressure, but those are what I'm talking about in terms of throws you got to make. He's open. You got the exact coverage that you wanted to. We've got to find a way. Yes, it should have been picked up. Yes, the offensive line should have slid to it and they had trouble, all that stuff. I get it. But we can't count on that. What we have to count on is I'm back and my timing is if the first read is there, I'm one hitching and the ball is out on time and my guy's ready for it. So if I've got to take more time to make that happen, take more time. If I got to speed up to make that happen, speed up to make that happen. But the timing element of things has to be right on so we're not missing those opportunities. Okay, I put this one on here just because this was about protection as much as anything. So we're going to see later, and I broke it down, earlier in the week on one of the study balls was this idea of scanning the back. Okay, so the back scanning from one side to another side. Okay, so right here, that's what they're going to do. Offensive line is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back is going to scan this guy to this guy. So they're off right here. The offensive line does a nice job in the back because they're in off position, is able to scan 1 to 2, and he's going to pick up this guy coming off the edge. There it is. We got it all solid up, and we're able to make the throw to the outside. Good timing by Trevor. Good throw. All that stuff is really good when they're in a look like this. And teams scan their back because they want to try to solve all the problems. Quarterback, you don't have to change all the protections and figure it out. We're not going to build in hots and stuff in our offense. We're going to ask the back to pick up all these problems because it's really hard for them to bring this backside linebacker and the front side linebacker at the same time, okay? So that's what they try to do. And I get it. I understand what they're trying to do. I understand how they're trying to pick everything up so they can throw it down the field, but I was a hot guy. I wanted hots. I wanted answers. I didn't want to depend on everybody to do exactly what they needed to do regardless of the look by the defense. I wanted to know, who am I hot off of? Oh, I'm hot off the guy in the slot. He comes, get the ball out of my hands. We win whether everybody does their job or not. Okay? So this is one of those plays where they're going to run a curl, pump. So he's going to pretend like he's running a curl route, and then he's going to pump it, and you're going to watch it. Watch it right here. He pumps it, boom, boom, wide open, huge touchdown play right here. We miss it. Why did we miss it? Timing of feet with throw. So here's what I'm going to tell all you coaches out there and all you quarterbacks. When I had a double move, what I always did is I would set to the original play before the pump. So I would set to the curl here, and I would give my pump, okay? Because I wanted to see, when he made this move, I wanted to see if this corner bit, okay? So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to set to the curl. Look at the corner, boom, right there. I got him. Right there, I'm pumping. I see the corner jump. What I always did after this was I didn't keep my eyes on the curl. I reset my feet. I took my eyes away from the throw, and I found this guy. Because if I'm pumping that direction, the one thing I want to make sure is that this guy isn't flying over here with the pump. So even though we beat the corner, we didn't beat the safety. So I pump it, and then I'm going to come back and look at the safety. So I'm going to look at him just to make sure that he's not taking it away. But the second reason I come away from this guy is because when we see a guy win, we want to throw the ball fast, right? As soon as he wins, he's like, oh my gosh, he's open. Throw it to him. Get it to him as fast as possible. when we look at guys and throw it to them is oftentimes when we miss because we start to aim it. We know they're open. The second aspect is you always have to remember that this guy is not going full speed. He broke down and then he's got to get back up to full speed. So when you look at it and when you don't reset and when you don't give him time to get going again, this is exactly what happens so often. Pump, we're throwing it. He's not going again. He's not going as fast as he goes. I'm throwing it out there. He's trying to catch up and get going again. And we miss by 2 feet. Come back. Pump it. He wins. Awesome. Get back to the free safety. If you've held the free safety at this point by coming back to him, this guy is wide open down the field and it is a no-brainer touchdown to this guy. You rush this, this is what happens. You rush it, you aim it, you miss it. You rush it, he's not going fast enough yet, and you miss it. Can't miss these opportunities in this league and expect to beat good teams. Okay, tying feet to the route. Tying feet to the route. Okay, so they're going to run a play here. Go. Corner. Mesh. Okay, so shallow's coming back this way. So, how would we read this? For me, it's always going to be read, really, I'm thinking this corner and then to this shallow right here. Okay, that's what I'm going to think in this situation. So come back and tie your feet to the route. Okay, tie your feet to the route. So, right here, like, his feet are actually lined up out here like he's going to throw the corner route. But he ends up throwing the shallow right here. Now, we don't hardly ever throw shallows until they're outside the tackle box on the backside. So if Trevor just goes back and ties his feet to the first route, and it's actually is almost if his feet are set up to the first route. Like, look at this guy. I mean, he's wide open. There is nobody there. The guy that ends up covering him is this safety because everybody else messes it up. And so I just asked myself, if Trevor, you're coming back and tying your feet to the route, I don't know how this is more open than this. I don't know how you found that or how you thought that, because yes, there's pressure coming. Yes, there's pressure coming. Again, why? Tying your feet. So when I get to the top of my drop as a quarterback is when Christian is coming out of his corner route. So when I get there, I have seen what's in front of it and I am ready to hitch and get the ball out. So he should be able to hitch and get the ball out to the corner just as fast here as he's getting the ball out to the shallow, and probably faster because the shallow should not be getting the ball right there because you see it. He's got guys in front of him anyways. But instead, he comes back, his feet go sideways, he panics and rushes this thing a little bit, and he misses a huge opportunity on this play. And the opportunity to me is the number one read. Now, maybe they'll tell me something different. Maybe they'll say in man-to-man coverage, we're going to read the mesh first. All right? Maybe they do that. Okay? And if they do, then I'll say he's right on right here. He's doing exactly the right thing. If he's looking at the mesh first, I just would never do that because we're not in a position where we're hot, right? They've only got 6 guys coming and we've got 6 guys blocking. So I'm not thinking I've got to get this out quicker than normal. I'm thinking, yeah, sense of urgency. They've got guys coming. I got to get back, be ready to make the throw at the top of my route, but I'm going to read the corner first. And there he is, wide open. And we're coming down to the shallow, and we actually get the shallow here, but it's a contested play. And the other part about it is, not that I ever want to force it in third down, but it is third and long. Okay, it's third and long, so I'm assuming they called this again, not to pick up third and long with the shallow, but in hopes that they get the corner and then settle for the shallow. Okay, so all those things say, throw the corner, it's open, throw it. We got to make those plays. Okay, so here's another thing that fascinates me. I see a lot of quarterbacks in the league that will take these go routes against pressure. So they've got a go route out here against pressure, and then they're going to run stick. Stick, flat. Okay? And so my biggest question with this is that we've got a concept, and the concept is stick and flat. And most times this is really a clear out route. Now, it's always an alert, like the matchup. get the release that you want, whatever it is, come back, see it, and you can throw it, okay? But I was never a guy that just said, hey, I've got press out there, I'm just going to throw the go route unless I knew I had a winner because I've got the perfect look right here. I've got a perfect look. This safety's coming down, but he's coming down high, and I've got a perfect look to the stick. So it's got to be perfect out there to the go route. So I look at this, and if I'm looking at the release, that's not a winning release. So I go ahead and peek the release if I want, and if he wins quickly, I can take the go route. That's not a win. Look at this. Because we had the perfect look, they're coming down to play man. This guy's trying to chase the flat. I had the perfect look for stick. There it is. Easy throw to Travis in the flat, and we got a big play. Instead, we're going for the go route. And again, the timing of it, look, just turn, plant your foot. You never get him a chance to get going. The free safety's flying over there because you're looking at him the whole time. And then we airmail this outside, out of bounds too. And again, my question isn't, hey, you like the matchup, it's a go route. Okay, like we all have good players that we like, and we like the matchups, and we like to go route. But if we're gonna take it, we gotta make it, right? If we're gonna take it, I need to know why we're taking it. And not just, hey, I got a good matchup out there, because to me, that's fine if it's all goes, right? If we got goes everywhere and that's the only thing you got, then okay, you got a good matchup, take it. But if you've got the perfect look for the concept behind it, then you better make sure that something really good happens out there and you hit it. Otherwise, just take the concept, right? Otherwise, just play the play out in front of you and get completions and keep the chains moving. So really my question there is not, oh, terrible decision. Oh, that's a terrible matchup. No, my question is why? Why go straight out to the go route in that situation? What's in your mindset? Was that coached? Hey, if you get press out there on Brian, take the one-on-one. Okay, I can live with that. I just want to know why. Because I came down and saw that and I'm like, I'm in great shape with the stick. I'm not even really thinking that go route unless something happens for me where I know I get that big play. Otherwise, I'm getting a completion, especially down inside my 20, and I'm trying to get some first downs. All right. Now, I love that he has a pressure answer. It's one thing that, I always want the quarterbacks to think about. And when I'm watching on tape, I always want Trevor to have a pressure plan. Okay. So they're going to bring pressure here. He's in a hot situation. They have this guy coming unblocked. Okay. So we got to have a hot throw. There it is. Good. All that stuff is great. Now make the throw. Okay. Now make the throw. You did everything right. Make the throw. Okay, and so the biggest thing for me on hot throws is I don't want to stop my feet. Catch it. You see this. Continue to fade away. Continue to fade away. Engage your core and throw this football. Okay, but get yourself lined up and your body attacking this because you can see kind of his body's all over the place as he's making and trying to make this throw. Okay, so catch it. And again, I hate the play fake, right? And again, they're trying to do something with the play fake. And get up over the top. I'm not really sure what they're trying to do because you make a play fake. I'm not sure. That means these guys are going, but the route is all over here. So I'm not sure what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to get the shallow open and getting those guys flowing left. I'm not sure. But rule of thumb to me is if I know I have pressure, I'm going to abort the fake and so I can get it out sooner. So maybe he was able to see that here. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was later. I already started to make the fake and then I see the hot. But regardless, okay, now get back. Get away from this and somehow just make the throw. Give him a good throw right here and let us move the chains and get the first down. But all in all, good. Hot, have a plan, see it, get a completion, get a positive play. We got that. I just want to see a better positive play. When they come, make them pay. They brought pressure, give it to Christian on his front side shoulder, let him turn the corner, let him pick up 15, 20 yards, scare him out of doing those things because you make them pay. Or invite them to do those things because you know you're going to make them pay. Okay, so here's another one. Making the layups. Okay, all they have is a quick out right here. Great decision. First guy wins. It's a pure progression. Watch his feet. His feet are going to be aimed this way as he tries to throw it this way. Watch. See his feet? And he's trying to throw it out here. What happens? it becomes all about your arm, and now I yank it out there, and I miss the throw. Like, we get it. We complete it. Okay, it's good. But we don't want to just complete it. We want to put it on him and get it on his outside shoulder and let him have a chance to go one-on-one with this guy and not have to dive for the completion. And the biggest thing, too, to me is it's the little things. We got to clean up the little things. The feet. Where is feet aimed? Okay? If I'm coming over here, because here's the thing. This is the initial part of the route. So no matter which one of these throws I'm making, I need to have my feet aimed over here so I'm lined up to the throw. He's lined up inside and trying to throw it outside. It's going to lead to these misses that I keep talking about. This is a layup. He's open. 2 yards. First read. Put it on him so he doesn't have to work so hard to get this catch. Okay? Layups. Layups. Okay, so it's one play call that a lot of teams run, what I call T-naked. Okay, so they're going to come down here, and then they're going to put this guy out in the flat, try to get man-to-man coverage, create some interference here, and then run a naked bootleg. Okay, so the first read is always the back, right? They're playing man. That's what we want. This guy really is chasing a man, even though this guy falls off. But we're trying to get this, and that guy have to get through all the mess. And we got it. Okay, it's third and short. A lot of teams will run this in third and short situations, and that's all we need. Completion right there to Travis, and who knows, right? He definitely gets the first down. Maybe he even turns the corner because everybody else is tucked inside. Okay, the little things. What's the biggest thing here is when Trevor comes out of this, when you come out of nakeds, you never want to come out flying, going 100 miles an hour, and you never want to come out flat. Because what we don't know with naked bootlegs, unless you're expecting it all to be sealed on the edge, and maybe he is, maybe they were supposed to seal it because they've got 2 tight ends here, okay? But unless you're expecting it to be sealed, and even if I expected it to be sealed with all those bodies over there, you want to come out a little slower, with a little more depth. So really all you're trying to do is get turned here and be ready to throw this flat right now. But you don't want to take yourself into harm's way. And so Trevor, look, he comes out here screaming and flying, and now all of a sudden he's off balance because, oh my gosh, somebody's in my face right now. You just come out of this and get depth and turn, he's going to make this throw every time. But he's caught off guard with this pressure, and because he's moving so fast into the pressure that now he's got to fall back away from it, and he misses another easy layup that should be a first down. All right, so they're running a play. I actually really like this play. One of my favorite plays that we used to run was a play called pinch. So it's a big in with an influence post on the inside. They add a little nuance to this that instead of running just an influence post to the inside, they run what I call a horner. Okay, so it's a corner pump. So they're trying to get this safety to bite the corner, and then they're going to pump it and run the post back to the inside. So we come back here, and Christian does a nice job leaning on the safety, getting his hips turned, and boom, there he is. Wide open, right? Wide open. Again, long throws are not easy throws ever, okay? So we're going to miss long throws. But when you've got a long throw like this, and you've got this much space, we can't miss these. Now, we might not put it in front of him and get a 70-yard touchdown, but we have to get a 45-yard play. We have to, worst case scenario, lay it out there in front of him, let him cross over to the other side, catch it on the 30-yard line, and we've got to get this completion with this much space. And so again, it's making the layups. Put some air under it. Don't try to be perfect. Lay it up, and if your guy's got to slow down a little, let him slow down. But throw him open, and we got to make these plays in these games. Okay, first thing I'm going to say is this is just a hard concept. So they're going to run a semi route here, and then they're going to run a corner up over the top of it. And why this is a hard concept? Because the semi, the first guy on the outside, it's a 12-yard out. That's a timing throw. So you don't really get a chance to read anything here. Because normally you would say, oh, I got to read the corner. If the corner jumps the semi, throw the corner out over the top of him. Yeah, it sounds easy. But in the real world, if I've got to throw this outside one, and I got to plant on my back foot and throw the outside one, it's really hard for me to see what that corner does. And if I hesitate at all, I'm late and I throw this thing out of bounds. So that's the first thing, is this is a really, really hard concept to read. Okay, but he comes back and does a nice job. Okay, he comes back. This guy's soft. This is the first read. Everything you want right here. He plants on the back foot and he misses. And it's not an easy throw. I'm not saying that. But this is a throw that you have to make, right? You got the corner off. You made the great read. All of those things. And we just put it high and away, right? This ball should be coming and bringing him flat here, 2 yards from the sideline, laying it out into that window, and we miss. And guys, don't get me wrong. I don't expect every quarterback to make every one of these throws. You're going to miss. Every film I put on, quarterbacks miss throws. Okay, it happens, right? But you want to be elite. You miss a lot less than other guys. And when you have open guys this many times in a game, you just got to hit more than we're hitting, right? We just got to be more consistent. You can miss one. You can miss two. But you can't miss 5, 6, 7, especially the big play ones that are out there that aren't that difficult, right? If you got to put a perfect throw on a guy from 50 yards away because there's great coverage on his back shoulder and you miss, all right. I mean, you missed. I get it. It's hard. But the ones that are easier, and those are the ones that I'm calling the layups, you just have to make them more often. And specifically, that's what I'm talking about with Trevor. Really good quarterback. Starting quarterback in the National Football League. You want to elevate your team and yourself to another status. You've got to make more of these. Okay? It's a good job right here by Trevor. This is not on him, obviously. It's a perfect throw. You've got to catch that. Everything's good. I'm showing this again because of the protection thing that I talked about before. Okay? So what they're doing here is you've got 5 guys walked up. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys walked up. That 6th guy over here is for the back. And then the back scans. So he's going to go there to this guy if that guy comes off the slot. Okay? Why I'm showing this. All right? Because watch what happens. Look at it. They both come. Both of them come. This guy comes. Back's going to take him. This guy comes. We have nobody to take him. We're hot. We've got to have a hot answer. Great job by Trevor here. Hot. But this is the important thing, is to understand just because we're scanning our back doesn't mean we don't have protection issues. So, Trevor, we're going to give you one guy, right? And again, this is not for Trevor. This is just to me. If I'm coaching, I'm saying we're going to take care of the backside 6 guys. So we're going to take care of those guys for you, Trevor, every single time. You are hot off of that 7th guy every single time. Now, we'll ask Travis that if his guy doesn't come, hey, get back to the front side and try to take a hit off of Trevor so that guy's not screaming free and hitting him. Perfect. So now we're not saying we're going to pick up all of those guys, no matter who pressures. We're saying we're going to pick up the backside 6. You're hot off the 7th, but we'll try to protect you where we can and take the hit off. Right here, Sam comes. He recognizes it. Great job. Great throw. Good reaction. Boom. Positive play. It's exactly what we want against the pressure. Hit them where they ain't. Good decision. And that's how it should be taught, even with the scan protection. Know who your guy is, quarterback. Know where your hot throw is, and be ready to take it. Okay, so we're coming back, and here we go again. And this is why I should put these on here. This isn't on Trevor, although really good job on the last one. This is on the protection. So now what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Only got 6 protectors. Okay? The back is responsible for this guy in the front side A gap and this guy coming off the backside edge. He's responsible for both of them. Okay? His first responsibility has to be the A gap. Right? We can't let that guy come free right on Trevor. He's got no chance. So his first responsibility is the A gap, and you better step up. Like, you cannot sit back and wait and see if he comes and try to catch him at 4 yards. You have got to get up there and get him. Well, when you get up there to get him, if this guy comes, we're screwed. We're screwed. There's no way you're going to step up. Watch this right here. There's no way you're going to step up and try to get him and then get back to the safety coming off the edge. Can't do it. Even a great athlete, Travis Etienne, can't do it. So we got to have an answer. All right, Trevor, we're going to take care of the inside 6, and you're responsible for the 7th guy one way or another. You're responsible for the 7th guy. So in this case, we'll say it's this guy. So now we got to come off and we got to say, hey, if this guy comes, you got to break your route off, right? Because it's a one receiver side. You don't usually have hots back there with one receiver side. So if it's that, we call it a side adjust. Hots are front side where we got numbers. Side adjusts are backside. So they bring the safety blitz, side adjust it. We're going to run a quick out. We're going to run a slant. We're going to run a hitch, whatever it is. We got to side adjust it. So now Trevor comes off. He looks at the backside guy. He comes, boom, tight end. Whatever you're doing, I got to throw to you right here. But right now, Trevor is oblivious because we've told him, don't worry about it. We're going to scan, and they're only going to bring 6, and we'll pick up all 6. Well, it's impossible, okay? The other thing that you can do is say, oh my gosh, they got 7 guys up there. Now, it's not necessarily what you always want to do, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to give the back the furthest guy, and then we're going to slide the offensive line to the rest of them, okay? The front side offensive tackle will do what we call a big duel. He'll step down to take the guy inside of him. If that guy falls off, he'll big duel it and come back out and take the defensive end. But, Trevor, now you're hot off of the front side defensive end. Now, I know we think he's coming almost every time. So, we're probably going to be hot here. But that's okay because I know that I'm looking at him. And if I come off and he's coming, okay, and we're actually chipping him right there, but he's coming. Let's just say this guy doesn't chip and this guy's just leaking right here. That's my hot guy. They bring the defensive end. I throw it right here to the tight end. I have a plan. I know who my guy is. I know who I'm responsible for. And I'm not taking a 20-yard sack because I'm expecting it to be picked up and having no pressure plan. Great throw. Okay, so he's going to come back and say, see, Kurt, this is why I did it. Okay, so what you're going to notice is this is the stick play once again. So the run and stick out the front side, and he got press coverage, threw it to Brian before. He's going to throw it to him again, and he's going to drop a dime, perfect play, and get a huge completion. Okay? Great job. Do a really, really good job right there, and we complete it. Okay? So maybe that's what we say. Hey, I completed this one. I didn't complete the other one. We like to go routes. We're going to take them if we get press. Okay. I can live with the why there. Okay? The other part of this that I want you to show you is details. We're going to run stick here. What's so important on stick is that my flat and my stick are at different positions. Okay? So not only different positions in terms of depth, but different positions in terms of width. And the width is actually more important than the depth, right? I want this flat to get out there in front of this. So if the guy's covering him, there's space behind him to throw the stick. So I just want you to watch the details here. Watch how they run this. And look at this. Trevor, if he was wanted to throw the stick here, he can't throw the stick. Why? Because the flat defender is covering the flat and the stick. They're on top of each other. Details. Details are so important. What are the details that we have to know? If I'm the guy running the stick, what I have to know is, where's the flat guy? Is the flat guy coming from behind me and inside of me? Or is the flat guy, let's just say we put Travis out here in the slot and now he can run straight to the flat. I need to know what the case is, because if I know it's coming from the backfield, then I need to get up here. I need to spend some more time. I can try to rub for the guy in the backfield because now this guy's covering him is inside of him, and I'm going to push up and I'm going to spend more time going inside and more patient to get there so I can let the flat get out there. Okay? So right here, like again, I'm going to try to go inside. Okay? Because the inside guy is the guy covering the back because he's inside of me. Try to go inside. Maybe get a rub right here. Pretend like I'm going to run a shallow. Try to get this guy to move, then jump outside of him, then run my stick. But I'm doing my best to create some separation. So if he doesn't throw the go route here, he's got to throw. He's got no throw right now because the details and because they're stacking each other. Got to know where your flat's coming from. Got to create that separation if you're going to run this concept. And by the way, great throw, great catch, great job on the outside. Okay, so another play. We're going to run, I used to call this under. Now there's some little details that I think could help out. My in on the inside, he could be a little bit more patient. He could get a little bit more width. Okay, so watch it, right? So it's not bad, but I like him to go up, kind of break his feet down and be a little bit more controlled because we want to stay in this window right here. But nonetheless, it's a really good concept, one of my favorite concepts. And we're trying to run this against a coverage, a too high coverage where we've got one defender underneath. And we're going to come out and we're going to think this under right now. So I want to hit him quick on the numbers if number 5 right there doesn't buzz outside. If he buzzes outside, we're just going to replace right over the top. Okay, so here we go. Like Trevor comes out and he looks to throw this under. And then he decides to pull the under back. Like, okay, if he wants to throw the under there, okay, fine. I'm fine with that. Now maybe the under is a little bit short. But either way, he's ready to throw it. Okay? So if he's going to take it right there, fine. That's a completion right there and we're going. But he doesn't take it because that defender's there. But look at him. Look at his feet. Look where he's at. Because he went to throw it and now he's all out of whack. Okay? Can't allow that to happen. Go to throw it. Okay. Be settled. Be balanced. Read it out. Be ready to throw it. And then all of a sudden you're going to throw it and you feel this guy go. We got to be able to recover and make this throw. We got to. Like, that's the read. That's what we're doing. We've got to stay balanced up with our feet. If we do this and we go to look one direction and now we allow our feet, like his feet are aimed back here when we've got a guy wide open on the concept that we want and really what we want. If that guy jumps outside, great. I really want to throw the in if I can and pick up a first down, but he's all out of whack with this technique. Right? Stay balanced. Stay on your back foot. Stay loaded up on your back foot, ready to throw it. Oh, I don't have it? Now I just reset the back foot and I throw the in. Instead, we miss another opportunity at what would be a good play. Okay, so here's another one. They walked up. Okay, they got this situation. Once again, they got a whole bunch of guys up there. Okay, we just got to know who we're responsible for. Okay, they got 6 guys here. Okay, so Trevor got to be responsible for this guy or whoever the hot is. So that's the first piece of the puzzle, is just know who your hot guy is in this situation. And, you know, we've got 2 guys down here. They've only got 2 guys down here. We got 2 guys up here. They only got 2 guys up here. So I'm not thinking either of them are really coming, but we just got to know which one we're responsible for in this situation. Okay, none of them come. Okay, they run back to a zone concept. All right, and this is one of my least favorite plays against zone. So just like the last one we had under, this is what I call 72. So we're going to run a corner route and an under. Hate it against zone because we got a guy sitting out here against zone. We got guys sitting in here against zone. So we're running guys to different positions. The last one, the under and the in, they were attacking the same area on the field. A corner and an under aren't attacking the same area on the field. So what happens is we go to throw the under, it's not there. Okay? It's not there because the initial guy took it away. So the read says we'll go up to the corner. Well, the corner's not there because this guy's already sitting outside of it, and it's just a mess. It's not a good play against zone. Now, we can always say, well, this hook defender ends up getting depth here, and we can hit this under here. Yeah, we can. But it's hard for a quarterback because when I'm going into this, I expect them to have a guy here, this guy to settle here, and this guy to settle out there. So I'm expecting guys to be in every one of the positions for my throw. So I'm looking at the under here like we just talked about. Uh-oh, there's a guy inside of him. I can't take that. Let me get up over the top to the corner. And that one's not open either. And we almost throw a pick here. And again, Trevor, we got to understand when it's a bad play. You got to understand that this guy was sitting out there from the get-go. So that corner route is dead. It's done. It's over. We are not throwing that with a guy sitting out there playing zone outside the numbers. So really, it's this or nothing. Might have to hang on it a little bit longer, find your check down wherever that is, but You can't come back and just obliviously throw the corner route here when there's a guy sitting there in coverage waiting for it. Like, again, this is an interception and probably a pick six waiting to happen because he's already in position. And we got to know this ahead of time. Like, he never moves. He is there the entire time. So all we can say to ourselves as a quarterback is, okay, the only way I'm throwing the corner route is if it's man-to-man coverage. So this guy comes up and goes, and this guy's chasing him man-to-man. It's the only way I can throw the corner. So as soon as they run out of here and play zone, I've got to already know in my mind that the corner is not an option on this play. See it, get a completion, right? There's your check down coming. Throw your check down because it's a bad play against that coverage. It's a bad play against zone coverage. Don't like it. But we got to know that and say, hey, worst case scenario, let me just get a completion to my check down. All right, finish on this one. So here they come again. Pressure. All right, notice now, these guys are coming down. It looks like a possible blitz zero situation. But here's what I know, okay, is that we're going to take these six, and Trevor, you're responsible for the guy outside the box. It's really the only guy that really threatens us outside the box because everybody else is off. So you're responsible for that guy, okay? So on this particular play, okay, I would normally like him to go, okay, I wish this was a quick out and we could just take that one right there. But instead, another pure progression idea, right? So they're going to run a return. So they're going to run a choice over here. And so the reason we run a return is so we can look at the choice. If you don't have it, you can come to the return late. Reason I don't like pure progression is because I want to go to the left-hand side. I want to have a concept over there where I can attack this quick because that's where my hot's coming from. I know where the hot is, see him in front of me, I want to attack it. But I can't really go over there because everything over there is slow because they're my third and fourth receiver, so I'm stuck going over here. Okay, not a horrible option. I just don't know where my hot is, but not a horrible option. We got one-on-one out here, okay? Okay, so this time, which is kind of interesting that we talked about Christian on the last choice that he ran, he went inside to grab the guy, and then he ended up breaking outside, but he went inside on this particular play. So why didn't he go inside on this one? Maybe it's a different play. Maybe they teach it a different way. Not really sure. But this time, he actually does bounce outside, and I like it. This guy is sitting inside of him leverage-wise, okay? So I need to move him. If I'm going to break inside of him, I need to move him because he's sitting inside of me. So I don't mind him bouncing outside. What did I tell you? On my choices, I want to go outside first. Most guys are going to play inside leverage, whether it's zone or man, and they want to take away the inside. If I go outside and this guy takes it away, I can always break back to the inside and create space. But once I get outside here, I've got leverage. He's staying inside. This is an easy breakout here for a completion and a first down. Okay, and I know you think still right here, okay, we still should get this. We got an inside breaking route, inside leverage guy, but he's 4 or 5 yards away. We should be able to break and get this. I get that. And so, I mean, you know, it's not horrible, but what happens? He squats his feet and he meets us at the ball because he's already sitting inside, he's squatting, and it's easier for him to break to the inside. If we just push up right here and Christian sets his feet and goes this way, I guarantee you this guy's nowhere close to getting to this football. He is nowhere close. It is a catch and a first down, and the chains are moving because we're making it hard on him. We're bouncing outside, and if he hasn't chased us outside and started moving this direction, he will never cover us to the outside. If I move him outside and he moves outside, I've just changed his leverage on me. I've got him moving outside, so now when I break inside, he is not in position to grab this and drive on it and break it up. So little things from a technique standpoint, and again, I don't know everything in the room. I don't know all the whys for Christian. I'm just telling you what I would teach as a coach and why, right? I'm always going to tell you why. I'm never just going to tell you do something. Oh, just do this. I'll just do that. I'm telling you why I would do it. And that's what all these videos are about, is I want you guys to hear the why. I want coaches, I would love for coaches to reach back out to me and go, okay, here's our why. And so I can challenge my why against their why and come up with the best why. Because that to me is what it's all about. Let's come up with the best why for every situation to help all of our guys to be successful, and more importantly than anything, help the quarterback to be successful. So that's the biggest thing with Trevor. Layups, 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 layups. Clean up the feet. Clean up the timing. Make the throws that are there in front of you. Those are the little things that are going to take him to the next level because he's got all the talent to go there.